Yeah, I thought that it would be a parliamentary speech, but it turned out to be a political speech. In fact, when he touched upon the COVID part, I thought there would be words of sympathy, there would be remorse that so many deaths in the country have taken place. The healthcare system has not been as efficient as it should be and should have reached them. The PM Cares Fund also could not stop these deaths. So I was expecting that kind of a thing from the Honorable Prime Minister. But it was an absolutely political speech. And somewhere, I think, every time the Honorable Prime Minister, we wait to hear him address on the issues of this country, you always find that he wants to mock the Congress party and its leaders. So no word on unemployment, no word on making or boosting the healthcare system for the people of this country, no word for education.
Amee, let's take a reaction on this COVID assertion. Because Mr. Patania, the problem with that assertion is that he seems to have taken the entire problem of migrants and just taken that crisis and put it with the opposition, whether it's the Aam Aadmi Party or the Congress. Where is the evidence of that? These people were unable to stay put in one place, the migrants. They suffered immensely. There was no income which was available, no housing which was available. Is it enough to blame the Congress or the Aam Aadmi Party?
Vishnu, so you see, it's an accepted fact that by and large, I don't say 110%, but by and large, government had arranged safe transportation of each and every stranded labor, food and shelter for each and every stranded labor. But you see, there was people running helter and skelter. There were people sitting on tops of trains, on buses, running on foot on kilometers and kilometers. So this statement needs to be not as a political statement. This is a statement given by the Prime Minister of a country that even on the floor of the Parliament. This exposes. Once we have took better of COVID in wave 3, this needs to be asserted, and nation has a right to know. And the Honorable Prime Minister has been on the right note. He has, we could say, pulled the cat out of the bag. Now things are out in the open. Now it is for the people to come and decide and give a value judgment, we could say decision on the Herculean lapse committed by the Congress and other political parties, particularly the one in Maharashtra and the one in Delhi, and we could say the other also, fringe players also, they couldn't leave.
What is the bottom line? What you are saying is questionable,
sir. Politics. When the country was...
When you say, sir, no, sir, let's do a little fact check about this, and please disagree if you want, Mr. Patania, but it's not enough to say that the Prime Minister had organized all the transport or the government had organized all the transport. That's not necessarily the case for migrants at all. If you look at what Priyanka Chaturvedi in a series of tweets has actually come up with, she says, when Shramik trains started, can the nation forget how these poor laborers who were left with no income were being charged for a ticket, and that the state government had to step in Maharashtra to pay their fare? If that is a mistake in the eyes of the Prime Minister, they are willing to commit this mistake over and over. Major daily wage laborers were left stranded. If looking after them with food and shelter was wrong, then they are willing to do this over and over again. So, factually speaking, sir, where is Priyanka Chaturvedi in these tweets wrong?
Sir, I reiterate my submission that by and large, though I accept it, we tried to strike a cooperative deal with the states also, with the concerned UT governments also. The Bharat Sarkar planned safe homegoing for all the stranded laborers. We could say a balanced diet and a decent shelter for each and every stranded labor.
So then why were people moving away, sir, if they had no income?
Sir, that's what I'm telling you.
People were desperate.
There was a communication gap.
A communication gap, and it's as simple as that.
There was a there was a created. Now, once the Prime Minister spilled the beans on the floor of the Parliament, sir, this was deliberate.
All right, okay, let's get a reaction to that before I move on to my next point. Amee, there was a communication gap, which perhaps resulted in lakhs of migrants from various cities moving to their homes. Do you accept that?
Who created this communication gap? So this is what I'm saying.
Who created this communication gap? Amee.
They couldn't find the right
fine, Mr. Patania.
Bus. They couldn't find the appropriate food. And who created this? This
right. Okay. So it is, ma'am. Respond to that.
This is what the Honorable Prime Minister says, sir. Where from the communication gap erupted.
The fact that there was an utter failure on the part of the government And despite all these arguments coming forth today, not a
part of the
word was
Congress.
there in the Prime Minister's speech that we arrange for these many facilities for the laborers or people who were going from one state to another or to their homes.